Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my first full face brand tutorial. I wanted to do this after I did my top 5 makeup brands or favorite makeup brands video, and I told y'all that I was going to do subsequent videos throughout the next few months using products for the entire face from that brand. So today we're going to start out with Bobbi Brown. I had said in that video that I have always been a fan of Bobbi Brown. I'm sad that she left, but I do find that the brand has not changed too much since she has, which was one of my fears, I guess I should say. I didn't want them to turn into like an Instagram brand, but they haven't. They've brought out, you know, original products, but they have kind of stuck to their classic beauty aesthetic, which is why I love them so much. They are all about natural beauty, enhancing what you already have, not masking it, simple, but you could be glam. It's just a brand that really, really rarely disappoints me. So I have got every single product for my face except my Hourglass powder to buff it out from Bobbi Brown. So if you want to see how I got this look using all of their products, then just keep on watching. Okay, I think that I have pretty much everything that I need for a full face from Bobbi Brown. So I have done my brows and I have primed my eyes. I will say I did use one thing on my brows from Bobbi Brown, and it is the single shadow in the color gray. So this is what it looks like, and I use this specifically for my brows. It's the perfect ashy undertone if you do have like blonde to blonde brown hair. I like to go ashier, not warmer in the brows. So I love this eyeshadow to use as a brow powder because typically brow powders are basically just eyeshadows. So it works great. So I did want to mention that. Now, before I start on the eyes, I am going to go ahead and prime because I want this to sink in really well. And I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I actually use this in my kit a lot. This is the second one that I have used. I decanted a lot and put it in a smaller container that I carry in my skincare pouch in my kit. But I am going to take some out with a spatula and use this. Now this is a moisturizer slash primer. So technically, yes, it's a moisturizer, but being a face base, it works so well as a primer. It smells good. According to the ingredients, it doesn't have any added fragrance. I like to use a little bit more than you would probably think to use because once it sets down, it's going to be the perfect base for your foundation. So it's got shea butter and squalene. It's just really pretty on the skin, and it really does work well under pretty much any foundation because it is just a rich moisturizer. I think if you have oily skin, you don't need to be afraid of this. I would still recommend it for pretty much all skin types. All right, so while that's sinking in, let's start on the eyes. I have 2 eye products that I like the most from Bobbi Brown, and it is her, I'm gonna say there since she's not there anymore, Bobbi Brown herself, but it is their Longwear Cream Shadow Sticks and their individual shadows. I did a post of this palette on my Instagram a couple weeks ago because this is one of my favorite bridal palettes. I use it all the time. I mean, in some form or fashion, pretty much on every one of my brides. It has one shimmer color. This is Champagne. This is, let's see if I can, Taupe, Cocoa, Bone, Antique Rose, and Black Plum. So a lot of people are asking, where can you get this palette? You have to make it. So they come in singles, like this gray shadow, and then all you do is you simply pop it up from the bottom. It comes out, and then you can stick it into any of their palettes. They come in 3-pan, 4-pan, 6-pan, and I think 8-pan. So I have blushes in my 4-pan because the blushes are the exact same way as the eyeshadows. So I am going to start out with one of my favorite transition shades, and it is Antique Rose. It's right here. And I'm just going to put that where you normally put a transition shade. Let's zoom you in just a little bit. I really honestly don't know what I'm doing today. We are just flying by the seat of our pants. And I don't know if it's allergies or what, but my dark circles are no joke lately. I'm getting plenty of sleep. That is one thing I will not sacrifice on. So it's not that. It's just, holy cow, it is, I don't know. Okay, so the reason I made a post on this palette on Instagram is because I wanted to kind of address the fact that a lot of people ask me, you know, how come you like Bobbi Brown so much? They don't have the greatest reviews. And they do have great reviews, and then they don't have great reviews. Because it's not Instagram makeup. They are not so pigmented that you're going to have to tap your brush off 5 times to get the exact right amount for the entire eye. You can build these up. That's what I prefer. That's what most day-to-day women prefer. They want something that they can build up. They want something that's not scary when they apply it. And they want something that's easy and foolproof. And that's what I find Bobbi Brown as a whole to be. And it's why it's one of my favorite brands. They're all about the classic beauty, and I just love it. So now I'm going to take this Longwear Cream Shadow Stick in Golden Pink, another one of my favorites. It is just a golden pink shade. I have a couple more in my kit. I have another golden pink, because this is the one that I use. I have another golden pink in my kit. I have malted pink, which I really like for a matte eye look, or just a base in general. I have golden bronze, which is absolutely gorgeous. Cocoa, which we're going to use today. Is it cocoa or is it bark? Bark. Lots and lots of good shades. All right, so now I'm just going to top that real quick with this pretty champagne color, which is, it says it's a metallic eyeshadow. So it's not what I would consider metallic. It's just a nice satin shimmer eyeshadow. They do have sparkle eyeshadows that would maybe be more metallic. They also have the single eyeshadows. These Luxe eyeshadow, metal eyeshadows. Oh my goodness, these are gorgeous. I really should have used this today, but that's okay. This is in the color Melting Point. It's an amazing like copper shimmery color, and that one is very metallic in my opinion. So this is more of just a really pretty satin. I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller crease brush. This is Morphe, I have no idea, M514 I think. And I'm going to go into Taupe, which is this middle color. And I'm going to just put a little bit of that, probably about halfway into the crease, just to kind of deepen up the crease a little bit. Just right here. I don't want to take away from that antique rose, but I want to give a little bit more dimension. Now, I don't think I'm going to use this color because I want to do just more of like a daytime look today. But I have to tell you that Cocoa is one of my favorite eyeshadow colors of all time, period. This is one of the ones that I use probably in all shapes. I can't get it to focus, sorry. Somehow, some way on everybody. And it's just this, I mean, it's a cocoa color. It's like a milk chocolate, gorgeous, pigmented shadow. It's the perfect brown, in my opinion. And trust me, I have spent a long time searching for the perfect brown. And at the end, I might end up putting a little bit in my outer corner, but right now, I'm going to take the Longwear Cream Shadow Stick in Bark, which is a really dark brown matte color. And I'm actually going to take, this is the Kat Von D eyebrow brush. I don't like it for my eyebrows, but I do like it for liner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit off of the stick itself with this brush, what I call sharpen it on my hand. And then I'm going to use that as a little bit of an eyeliner. I know I don't use eyeliner that much, but I wanted to show y'all another way to use these cream shadow sticks. I do love, see how easy that is going on as an eyeliner? I absolutely adore her gel eyeliners. They're pretty much the only gel eyeliners I carry in my kit, because gel eyeliners are the most sanitary, well, next to pencils, because you can sanitize pencils, but liquids are not sanitary. So I like to use, if someone wants a little bit more of a liner look, I like to use gel, and the Bobbi Browns, very long wearing. They have a lot of colors to choose from. My favorite is Caviar Ink because it's not quite as like dark and harsh as the black, but it's still super rich and dark. So it's like the deepest brown that they have, basically. Brownish black. And then I'm going to take this little Eco Tools detail lip brush, but I'm actually going to use it on my eyes. And I'm going to go into this dark color Black Plum right here. And I'm going to kind of smudge that liner out just a little bit. Just so it's not like, I mean, it's still a straight line, but it's a little bit messier. If I'm going to wear a liner on myself, I like it to be messy. Okay, and now that I'm done with that, I think I am going to go in with a little bit of that cocoa shade. This is a Zoeva 224 Luxe Defined Crease. And I'm going to pick a little bit of that up. That one, for some reason, kicks up a little bit more. And I'm just going to put it right here on the outer corner. It's also going to diffuse that liner just a little bit. So this is not like some breakthrough look, okay? I'm not showing you really new techniques or anything. I just want to show you how the products perform. Okay, so now let's move on to the face. We've given that primer time to sink in, that face base. So let's go ahead and correct. We are going to use the Bobbi Brown corrector in Light Bisque. So y'all can see that I have used this hard. I like to apply this with my fingers because I like to warm it up, but it is also something that is very easily applied with a brush. I did not wet my beauty blender. Let me go do that. Okay, I also washed my hands while I was in there, and that Longwear cream shadow stick is from where I sharpened it on my hand is still there. So that's how long wearing they are. So to be quite honest, I don't think I have the right color in this corrector. I think I need another one. Something a little bit darker and peachier. So see, it just brightens it up a good bit. Again, I think I need a different color, but it's going to do the job for now. Now let's go into foundation. So Bobbi Brown has a wide variety of base products. They have moisture balms, which is like a tinted moisturizer. They have that in a pot. They have a tinted moisturizer in a tube. They have, I feel like they have some other kind of lightweight tinted product. Then they have the Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation SPF 15, which I have done a whole video on. And they have their old school go-to skin foundation stick. They have the Skin Foundation, which I also have, very lightweight, very skin-like. They have a serum foundation that I want to try. They have lots of options. This is what I'm going to use today. This is the old standard, I feel like. And this is what comes in the BBU palettes, where there's like all the foundation shades on one side, all the corrector and concealer shades on one side. So I'm going to use this in the color Natural. And I'm going to try my Clarisonic brush head. I got a new Clarisonic, and so I decided to put the brush head that I've had forever on my old one. So we're going to try that. Okay, so I'm just going to stripe a little bit. Let's see. I have used this once before, but the problem, it's not a problem, but I wish I would have thought about this. You do need much less product when you use this Clarisonic. So I think I used too much. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, because I feel like I used maybe a little too much. I'm going to go over with my Beauty Blender. But that shows you the coverage that it has right off the bat. And I will say with cream foundations, I do tend to prefer to use a brush. And one of my favorite brushes, and I've talked about this in my favorite brush video, is the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Face Brush. So if I would not have used my Clarisonic, I would have used this. Probably should have, since it's a full face, but you know, I'll use it for my neck because I need to put a little bit of this down my neck. So as far as like the finish of this foundation, I do find that it is more natural to sometimes dewy. So if you have oily skin, I think you might prefer the Longwear foundation over the Skin Foundation. But if you have tried the Skin Stick Foundation and you do have oily or combo skin, please let us know down below. But that is the finish. Very, very, very pretty. Very natural. I really do like it. I don't use it enough. And I'm probably going to be talking about this in my favorites. All right, now let's go into concealer. I have 2 concealers from Bobbi Brown. They do have concealers that are the same consistency as the corrector that I used. I've never used those, so I can't speak for them. But these 2 right here, the Intensive Skin Serum Concealer and the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Concealer, are 2 of my favorites. I really do like these concealers. This one has got a bad rap because it is very thick, and it's kind of like a learning curve to it. You do need to work with it. This one I feel like has gotten a bad rap because it's not full coverage. It doesn't claim to be. It's a serum concealer. It's lightweight. It's easy to blend. It doesn't crease. So what I like to do is mix the 2 together. So I have the color beige in this one and beige in this one. All right, easy enough. So I just put a little bit of the serum concealer. I like the full coverage as a mixing concealer. I mix it with a lot because it adds a lot more coverage, but when you mix it, it makes it easier to kind of spread and use for those who don't particularly like thicker concealers. So I'm just gonna pat that under my eyes and then blend it in with my Beauty Blender. And just like that. I mean, that's good coverage. It blended out super well. It looks good under the eyes. I really do like it, especially that mixture together. I'm in no way saying you need to go buy both concealers, but if you have one or the other, try mixing them with something else and see if you like that even better. Okay, so let's set the concealer. I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown, why do I keep saying Bobbi Brown? Retouching Loose Powder in the color Peach. So this comes like this. I believe they repackaged this, and so now it has this like really nice luxurious mesh, but I don't like the really nice luxurious mesh because it's very hard to get the product out. So I ended up poking a hole, which you may not be able to see, in it, just a very small one, so that I can tap product out easier onto the cap. So this is Peach, so it is going to help brighten and color correct at the same time, and that's why I like to use it under my eyes. I also have used it all over my face, and it really is glorious. It has such good reviews everywhere. It is a very nice powder. I'm starting to peel on my forehead. I just saw it, which I'm not even mad about this time because I need to so badly get rid of this first layer of skin. So I'm going to take a little bit of that peach powder. This is the Smashbox Precise Highlighting Brush. I've been using that lately to set my under eyes. And I'm just going to tap it on top of that concealer. And so you can see, like, my under eyes don't look peach, but it just really helps smooth out that area of your face. But again, it can be used both places. Now to set the entire face, I'm going to be using the Sheer Finish Press Powder in Soft Sand. So it comes like this, and I'm just going to use a powder brush and lightly press that in to the skin. So I didn't pick the, like when I first got it, I didn't pick this up as much as I probably should have. And then once I did, I was sad that I didn't use it early, like sooner, because it sets the makeup wonderfully, but it doesn't leave like that super powdery look. It allows the finish of the foundation to shine through, which I especially love on the skin foundation stick, because as the day goes on, I will get even a little bit more luminous, which I like, and that powder will not prevent that from happening. On me, it doesn't keep me matte, but that's okay. That I don't really need to be kept matte. But again, if you have oily skin and you've used this, I have used this on oily skin clients, and it works perfectly fine. So now I'm going to go in with one of my favorite products from Bobbi Brown, and it is the bronzers. This is in the color Stone Street. So this is the one I keep personally. I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown bronzer brush. I've talked about this before. I like these together the most. Like, I find that this, for some reason, works the best with these bronzers. The brushes on Bobbi Brown, I can't really speak to because I only have the full coverage face and the bronzer brush, but y'all know I need 2 hands. It makes no sense to me, but I do. But I know some of them have bad reviews for shedding. When I first got the bronzer brush, I'm not gonna lie, I did have some shedding issues, but it stopped fairly quickly and it hasn't compromised the brush overall. I've had no shedding issues with the full coverage face brush. So I do want to try their touch-up brush. I want to try their, what else? Oh, their big eye blender brush, the really big one. I want to try that one. You can almost pat this in with this brush, which is probably the best thing for me to do right now since I'm about to start peeling, but you can see this bronzer is such a natural shade. I like to put a little bit down the center of my face. That might have been too much, but it's okay. We're gonna buff. It just works. It's one of the very few fully matte bronzers that I reach for often. Let's go to highlighter. So this is the Shimmer Brick Compact in Beige. I love the Shimmer Bricks. It's one of the ones that works all the time. You can use it for eyeshadow because it has such variants. You can mix it all together for highlight, and that's what I'm going to do today. This is the Ray Morris Deluxe Kabuki #1, and I'm just going to press it in, mix all the colors together, and swipe that onto my face. So, one of the reasons I love this is because it can be a more subtle highlight, like here, or it can be like you can really build it up. It is a little bit of a harder product in the pan, so I find that using something a little more dense, like this brush, works the best. I mean, you can see that. Yeah, okay. And picking that up. All right, before we buff, we are going to use blush, which is probably my second favorite thing that they make. This is the blush palette I carry in my kit. Again, I use this all the time. This is Tawny, which is the one I always recommend for my more mature ladies. Pale Pink, which I use on my brides a lot. Nectar, and Desert Pink. So I think I'm going to use Desert Pink today, which is this one right here. Pale Pink looks really scary, but I promise you, oh, sheared out over the cheek, it's so pretty. We are going to buff that out because I think I want to look too heavy-handed. And I'm going to use Hourglass because I don't have anything from Bobbi Brown that I buff out with. I don't have anything from anybody but Hourglass. I just use Hourglass. So we're going to buff, make sure that there's no harsh lines. Kind of dial that highlight down just a little bit. Before we finish the eyes, I am going to spray with my Algenist Splash Hydrating Setting Mist. Y'all, this has been going for so long. I've got only that much left, but... So that is the face complete. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of that cocoa shade. Mix it with... no, I'm not going to do that smoky. I'm just going to use Antique Rose with a little bit of taupe for my lower lash line. I'm actually going to use Bone to highlight my brow bone today. I almost always use shimmer, but I want to show you how this color is very subtle. Like it's a really good one to set your primer with, but it's very subtle, but it buffs out any, look at that cowlick right there, y'all. Ugh. It buffs out any of the crease color and does give just a really subtle and natural lift to the eye. And I'm going to take a little bit of that champagne and put it in the inner corner. I'm going to speed through my primers and my lower lash line or lower lashes, because I'm using the same thing I always use. It's going to be listed down below. But I do have a brand new, never tried Bobbi Brown mascara that I'm going to try out with you when I am done with this. Okay, that mascara is the Smoky Eye Mascara. This actually came in a kit that I purchased that had the eye cream and eyeliner. And so I don't know if this is full size or not, but it looks a little bit bigger than an actual deluxe size sample. This is the brush. I feel like this one has the best reviews out of all of her mascaras. This is actually the first mascara that I've ever tried from Bobbi Brown. Okay, so that is one coat. Let's try to build it up a little bit. So far, it's definitely not beating my Bare Minerals. It's not bad by any means. And again, I don't have any way to compare it to other mascaras in the line because I haven't tried it. I will say I do like how it's not clumping. I feel like it's keeping the lashes nice and separated as I'm applying it. It's definitely not a bad mascara. I just don't know if, like, I don't even know how much this retails for separately, but I'm pretty sure it's more than $19, which the Bare Minerals is. And so I just don't know if it's worth that. But that's the mascara. 2 coats. Don't hate it by any means, and I will finish it up. Now I'm going to tightline with my Pixie. All right, let's do a little bit of lips, and then we are all done. I have so many of these small little sample lipsticks. I'm not going to use this one today, but I want to show you because it's one of my favorites in the regular lipstick line. This is the Sand Wash Pink, and you can see it's got a lot of divots in it for my spatula because I use this one in my kit. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous on brides. Very neutral pink, kind of your lips, but a little bit better. But I'm going to use this one. This is new, and it is the Luxe Matte Lip Color. They just came out with this line in Nude Reality. So this is the packaging, very luxe, very heavy. So you open it, and I'm not kidding you. These lipsticks look like plastic to me. They're the most fake looking, unreal lipsticks I have ever gotten. I hope it comes across on camera, but they really do look like plastic. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. And y'all know I'm not a huge matte lipstick fan, and I might even put a gloss over this, but I want you to see what it looks like on its own, because I did love this color and I wanted something that was gonna last a long time. I wanted to try this, and I really do like it. It's a very comfortable matte. I don't feel like it accentuates like the lines in my lips or anything like that. But isn't that a pretty color? It's my kind of color, y'all know. So this is the finished full face. Let's get my hair down so y'all can see the full effect of Bobbi Brown products. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I look forward to doing my next one, which I hope will be up sometime next month. As always, I would love to know your favorite Bobbi Brown product that you've ever tried down in the description box, or down in the comment section, excuse me. If you have tried any, I will link everything that I used in the description box. Please like and subscribe before you leave if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any future content. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.